Imagine a worn-out shoe to protect your feet. Would it be any useful? A worn-out pair of tires are similar to it that serves no purpose, as the tires are only part that have a link between the road surface and the vehicle. Tires are not the regular part of your motorcycle. They provide grip for the brakes and acceleration, steering control, supports the overall weight of your vehicle, and also acts as a shock absorber from the vibration from the road surface. Choosing the right pair of tires for your motorcycle isn't just a random decision you make. Your safety and your riding experience for the next thousands of miles will be dependent on the tires you choose, which can also be the matter of life and death. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video brought to you by helmetsabout.com. And in this video, we will be talking about different key elements of tires and learn how to read them in order to help you find the right tires for your motorcycle. So, without having any further ado, let's talk about them in details. Now, before getting into the greater details of the video, let's first talk about the key elements of tires that you need to know. At your first glance, what do you notice on your tires? Probably the patterns in it. So the first thing you need to consider before getting yourself the right tires is to know for what purpose you will be using a motorcycle. Well, obviously you use it to ride, but just for the daily commuting or to go on adventure rides as well. If you require tires for the daily use, the basic rule needs to be that it should last long. On the other hand, if it's for the adventure purpose, the major criteria needs to be the performance and grip. As adventure motorcycles are often loaded with luggages, it is important for the tires to be capable of carrying heavy weights for the long time in the rough terrain. One of the difficult problems that the consumer faces while replacing their tires is to get it at the right size. To avoid this issue, you need to have the good knowledge of the measurements that is already provided in the sidewalls itself, which we tend to ignore. So now, let's look into it. Here, 150 stands for the width of the tires in millimeter, 60 stands for the ratio of sidewall in respect to its length. Here, Jera represents whether the tires is radial or not. 17 represents the diameter of the rim in inches. MC stands for whether the tires is for motorcycle use or not. 66 represents the load capacity of the tires that it can hold. W is also the speed rating, which indicates the maximum speed of a motorcycle that can sustain under its recommended load capacity. W indicates a maximum speed of 210 by 30. Other variable can also be used in other tires to indicate the speed rating, which can easily be known with the speed rating chart. Once you get through these numbers, it would be much easier for you to get the correct size of tires for your motorcycles. Also, before you install your tires, it is important that you pay attention to the arrows given on its sidewalls, which shows on which direction the tire should spin. If the directions aren't followed, it would hamper the performance of tires as well as its durability. Also, do you see the red or white dot on its sidewalls? Thank you for that. Well, that's actually where the bulbs should be placed in. Since the rear and front wheel of a motorcycle aren't the same, the tire needs to be chosen accordingly in order to match the correct size. Also, both the tire serves different functions. Usually, we find out when the product is manufactured by simply looking at its date, but in case of tires, it is little different. On the sidewall itself, a 4-digit date is indicated, that is the manufacturing date you see. The first 2 digits represents the week of manufacturing and the last 2 digits is the year it is manufactured. For example, 3118 here represents that the tires were manufactured on the 31st week of 2018. To rely on, it is also essential that the tire you choose must be certified. Certification ensures some minimum safety standards for your tires. It could be a DOT, ISO or an ECE certification. Now that we have talked much on the basic information, let us talk about the types of tires. Basically, we find 2 types of tires, the biased one and the radial ones. The structure of carcass brings out the major differences between both the tires. In case of radial tires, the cores are wrapped radially around the tire from one bit to other, giving big advantage in terms of cornering stability, reduced weight and high speed performance. Radial tires are better when you are one of them who needs better performance than durability. as they are made up of soft compounds and aren't said to be long-lasting. Bias tires, on the other hand, are flat and good if you travel off-roads. Since the bias tires are made up of hard compounds, it tends to generate more vibrations when the motorcycle moves forward. However, the bias tires are long-lasting and perfect for the everyday use, especially in the road conditions of Nepal. No matter how good tire you use, it will go through the wear and tear sooner or later. To know whether it's time to change your tire or not is a big question. You can know the age of tires by simply observing the treads. The mark on treads, which are the raised piece of rubber, gets smaller as they worn out. This might be a sign for you to understand that it's time to get your tires changed. Sometimes the shape of tires can say a lot. The flatter the shape is, the older the tire is. Tires that have been used for more than 10 years should not be used anymore. If you have punctures greater than 0.25 inches or cuts in your tires, then you might be in danger, because then the tire starts to lose its grip, resulting it to be slippery that might lead you to an accident. Without putting your safety at risk, it is recommended to keep a check on your tires and replace them as soon as you see any consequential damage. Now, there are certain points that you must always take care of in order to maintain the proper conditions of your tires. Maintain proper inflation on your tires. Never overinflate or underinflate it. Try to keep your motorcycle on the double stand when you don't ride for a long time in order to keep the weight of the tires. It is recommended to keep the passengers or the weight on motorcycles to minimum, as we already know that each tire can hold up to certain load capacity only. Today, we talked about some of the basic things you must pay attention to while replacing your old motorcycle tires to your new one. We hope you had a fruitful time watching this video. If you have any queries, please feel free to visit us. If you liked what you saw, leave us a like, comment what you want to see next, and subscribe us for more such content. This is me, Rupesh, signing off for today. Bye bye. Ride safe.